Previously on Montana Full Circle, the raging forest fires filled the sky with smoke, making spotting antelope and breathing very difficult. With the air clearing, host Adam Onsrud gets back to chasing the wily speed goat. Montana Full Circle is brought to you by Buffalo Bore Ammunition, Strictly Business, Leupold Optics, Slumberjack, CVA, Bergara, Bogpod, Caldwell, Tipton, Nanook, Heat Factory, Chef's Choice, Pete Ryer, Zenick, Western Wall Tents, Bitterroot Brewing, and Montana Department of Agriculture reminds you to educate yourself on the harmful effects of noxious weeds.
Well, getting close to Archery Antelope Camp, and it was really good. Just past the sign, looks like they're doing active weed management right here on the roadside, trying to keep those invasive weeds down. So pretty excited. Got a few more miles to camp, get the trailer unloaded and get after it. We got a great watering hole to go to. It's going to be about 88 degrees today, so hopefully we can find a good buck coming into our watering hole, and usually see some good animals around here, so give her our best. If the watering hole don't work, we'll be doing a bunch of spotting and stalking and see what we can find. A bunch of tracks right in through here. It's a good sign. We scouted the spot earlier, found a really good watering hole, drove around a little bit and saw a bunch of antelope running around. Peak of the rut right now, so there's bucks all over. Saw some bucks chasing bucks, so hopefully we're gonna get thirsty and come to this water hole, go get set up, get our ground blind set up here and see what Zenick can do for us. But it sure looks like a great spot, and feel real confident with this blind. This spot's got a whole lot of tracks coming down right through here. I think they're watering here besides that other one. And there's a great spot right there for a Zenick ground blind. It'd be perfect. I mean, we'd have a 10-yard shot. First order of business after we got set up, we knew that Zenick ground blind was going to be our ticket for antelope. Found a great water hole. Antelope rut is going strong right now, so it's just a waiting game, seeing how long we can stand the sweltering heat. So hopefully something will come in, and if nothing comes in, we'll go grab the Montana Decoy, move cow, Decoy, and see if we can do some spotting and stalking and sneak up on some of these guys. Just down the road, we probably saw 3 or 4 different groups totaling probably over 30 animals. So we know they're out, we know they're moving. Wouldn't you know, sitting in 95-degree weather in a ground blind, you can only take so much. And we decided to head on to a new spot, hike around a little bit, and try to do some spotting and stalking. Driving around in the truck, it's just like a big mirror shining all over, spooks the animals. And just picked up this new Yamaha Grizzly 700. It's got power steering, and it's a lot better to drive around on these dirt roads. Not quite so bumpy, be able to cruise around a lot of stuff and see a lot better and hopefully be a little more incognito. So got everything lined up here, ready to roll. I think we're gonna cover some ground and try to find some antelope and see if we can get a good successful stalk on these guys.
seeing some antelope working around the other side of this ridge, coming around this way. We need to find a little draw to sit in and just wait for them to come by. Hopefully they come by within range. It's almost crazy trying to spot and stalk antelope. There's no animal that's got better eyes, or it's the fastest land animal in North America. Absolutely incredible. But let's make it happen. Let's beat the odds. Well, we got to where they were coming around, but they decided to cross the valley. Saw them over there for a little while and watched them, and decided to head out of the country, so they're probably 20 miles away by now. It doesn't take long to find another group. There's a lot of antelope around here, and there's not many archery hunters, so there's just not a lot of pressure, so it's kind of fun to be able to find a group. 10 minutes later, you got another group to start spotting and stalking, so you better go find another group.
Pretty cool. We came up on this watering hole and there's just toads everywhere. It's kind of neat to see elk tracks this far down. I'm kind of surprised, but you can see the water's really getting diminished. Had a really dry year this year, and looks like a lot of antelope coming in here to drink, so I think we were in the right spot. Just messed up one stalk. Time to go find some more antelope for another stalk. Once again, the next morning, we decided to do some spotting and stalking. We got into all kinds of crazy stalks. All of them failed. And then we did see a good group coming through, and I was able to get really close on this bunch. And wouldn't you know it, I got a little impatient and popped up a little early and blew the stalk again.
Man. But the promising thing is every single stalk keeps getting closer and closer. Last stalk was 100 yards on a good buck. There were 5 bucks in this group. Let's go find some more. That's what it's about. It's not about the kill shot. It's about, sneaking up to the fastest land animal in the United States. And, their eyesight is next to none. I mean, it's bar none the best around. Just incredible. I mean, there's no more challenging of a bow hunt than antelope.
Buffalo bore ammunition is premium grade ammunition. It is the most powerful and accurate ammunition made anywhere. Our loads are purpose designed. When the moment of need arises, you are prepared. We make the world's best self-defense pistol ammunition as well as hunting ammunition. Find us at your local retailer or factory direct at buffalobore.com.
Where are you at, bud?
Sure is a lot easier using the phone scope to look through this and look at animals. To be able to let your eyes relax and have everybody look at this whole screen and view it, it's absolutely incredible. We've also got an attachment here for GoPro, and they make attachments for all kinds of different stuff, but what an incredible product. Just changes the game for sure. We just bumped what looked like a pretty young buck, but he's not too far over this right here. And we got the moo cow Montana Decoy. It's a bit breezy, but give it a shot, see if we can drop down. And if we can get in close. It's lightning around us. We've got a storm coming in, but might help in our favor. See how close we can get, and if nothing else, be fun, good practice. We just got to keep that thing from flapping too much. I don't know if this is gonna happen, but we're gonna have fun trying. He's a ways away now. You got him, Andy. I have no idea where the storm came from, but it is just a kicking right now. Just had a good little buck, but I don't even feel right shooting. There's just so much other stuff going on. Uh-oh, ground blind time. No, like, where's the ground blind? Like, where's the ground blind? After a couple failed attempts at spotting and stalking, big storm came cruising through. We went to take cover, and we were kind of curious about the ground blind and how that'd fare. So this is where our blind was, and there's a reason they give you stakes with the ground blind, is I think you're supposed to put them in the ground. It was nice and calm, clear skies before we left, and went to go do some spotting and stalking, figured the blind would be fine until tomorrow, and came back and there's no blind. So it's about time to start looking. A little bit wet, but I think everything's here except for a ground blind, so hopefully it didn't roll too far. I've been spending the day glassing for antelope, and now it's time to start glassing for camouflage ground blind. Wow, after all that, it appears everything's together. Well, there's a testimony for Zenit ground blinds. I mean, that thing tumbled, over 100 yards for sure from where it was originally, and everything seems to be in perfect working order. So I think this time we take it down right now, and then I figure next time we put it in, I'm gonna leave it overnight. I think we put the stakes in it, but pretty incredible how it stayed up just fine. That's awesome. Well, now we realize why there's stakes in with those ground blinds.
On the other side of misery, something amazing is waiting. Loophole, American to the core.
One of those waiting games. Come back here this afternoon and hopefully catch them milling around in here. Get them coming into the water hole. They're watching the coyote. Let's get our decoy up. Let's get up here closer. Let's get a couple shots of them. Let's see what we can do. There's 4 of them. Are they all bucks? That's a good buck. Yeah, he's a good buck. There they go.
We tried antelope decoys, that didn't work. We tried cow decoys, that didn't work. Seems like these antelope know exactly what was in their surroundings and what should be there and what shouldn't be there.
Well, another unsuccessful stalk, but you know, when you're bow hunting, spot and stalking antelope, that's just something you gotta get used to. And not get discouraged, just go find the next batch to get after.
After being exhausted from running all over the place and running ragged, we decided to pull that Zenit ground blind back out, go set up, and I decided to curl up and take a nap.
Been hunting pretty hard, but a lot of early mornings and late nights. We just got the Zenit ground blind set up. Probably gonna lay down and take a little nap here and see what comes in, sitting over water. Midday, kind of a little cooler today than it has been, but these antelope really go through water when they're running around all day, so hopefully we'll get some coming on in. Now it's a waiting game.
Well, the camera guy wakes me up and tells me we have antelope at 100 yards, and I totally thought he was screwing with me, but I peeked out there, and sure enough, we have 2 bucks coming in straight at the ground blind.
Got 2 bucks right out here, about 100 yards coming on in. One's a little better than the other one, but at this point in the game, whatever one gets closest, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shot.
They seem to veer at about 70 yards. I range them again at about 60 yards, and I was getting set up. I shoot out to 70, 80 yards, feel really confident. The one factor I didn't factor in was it took about 2 or 3 more steps, and that 60 yard went to 70 yard really quick. And when I released that arrow, everything looked perfect, and I missed, and I realized I didn't compensate for those few steps. I missed that antelope by about an inch under his belly, and my heart sank. I knew that was probably my last chance I was gonna have at an antelope.
I had a shot at the smaller buck. The bigger buck had already crossed and went back behind us. And it was one of those, take a shot or not. I felt comfortable with the shot. And the arrow dropped about 2 inches underneath him. They kind of boogered out, but not too bad. The big buck still stood around. They didn't know what happened. They went off just a little bit, but you spend these days work real hard on trying to get an opportunity, and then something like that happens and your heart sinks. But that's it. It's all about practice, practice, practice. It's just misjudging a couple yards is all that was. Still can't believe it. There's no way it was more than 2 inches below his heart. I don't know, I'm too jacked up. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get another nap in. But this is what it's about. Being out here with good people, good equipment that's doing its job. This Senate ground blind is doing a phenomenal job. The bucks looked at it a couple times, but never ever got spooked by it. Worked out absolutely perfect. Except I messed up. That's the way it goes.
As life would have it, that was our last chance at an antelope archery season. We had to get back to our normal jobs, but we knew we'd be back with a rifle in our hands to try to fill our tag. We had such a blast archery antelope hunting. I mean, that is such a kick. We were out there running around, seeing all these animals, beautiful sunsets, just amazing country. It's not always about the kill. It's never about the kill. It's about getting out there, seeing the animals, having a great time with good people, and just enjoying being outside.
Montana Full Circle is brought to you by Buffalo Bore Ammunition, Strictly Business, Loophole Optics, Slumberjack, CVA, Bergara, Bog Pod, Caldwell, Tipton, Nanook, Heat Factory, Chef's Choice, Pete Ryer, Zenick, Western Waltons, Bitterroot Brewing, and Montana Department of Agriculture reminds you to educate yourself on the harmful effects of noxious weeds.